Welcome to another episode of What the Fuck Did Trump Do Today? Or I guess I should say, what did he do last week? Just when the cattle guys thought things were going good, Trump said, "Hold my fucking beer." Also, if you're into like farm markets and stuff, I do a lot of these things. So if you're into that, go hit that follow button. I should preface with saying that cattle is what I do for fun. I am in the business of grain markets, and this has got to be one of the most comical thing. And I'm not making light of the situation for the cattle guys, to be clear. So the US grain farmer, especially soybean farmer, is a little bit of trouble because they need Chinese sales. Now, Argentina actually has been going through some economic turmoil and they actually dropped their export tax. They started selling soybeans and China lapped them up like hotcakes. And those sales would traditionally go to the US. The US said, "Oh, Argentina, you're a great ally. We want to make sure you're supported. Let's give you a $20 billion swap line." And then Trump turned around and said, beef prices are too high. We better start importing from Argentina. I can't even make this stuff up anymore. So this is a feeder cattle chart. This goes back to 2024. You can see there's a little bit of a gap in that big red day, the most recent trade up in there. And that's what happened when you get really big news events. They will push a market and create what we call a gap right there. That's where the market closed at the bottom of that green candlestick where the body is. And then the top of here, that's where it opened. So gap, that's that gap. So gap is often caused by impactful news or events outside of regular trading hours, which is what happened with this. They can sometimes be market shifts, and there are different kinds of gaps. The main important takeaway is it is the opening price of the next trading day is significantly higher or lower than the previous day's trading price. A lot of the time, gaps can be signals of new trends and reversals. However, cattle have something very interesting going on, and there is no real technical analysis to be done on cattle because there's a huge fundamental problem. The cow herd is the smallest in I don't even know how many years, and that cannot be replaced overnight. One thing that I think is really important to note is that the next day did actually close in the green. I'm not saying in any way, shape, or form what my bias is on cattle, but often markets will actually try and close the gap. And I also am really just trying to stress here this isn't a technical chart at all. There's a massive fundamental problem with cattle. The fundamentals here are going to weigh higher than what the technicals are going to, but it is super important to be aware of what a market will pay for something. You are already starting to see some of the consumers say that beef prices are too high. That is where things can start to turn around. I am not saying that that is my opinion one way or another, but at some point, market demand is going to lessen based off of a stock price. Anyways, just curious, cattle guys, what's your plan? What are you doing? Do you have any risk management strategies? Let me know. And all I'm saying is if you don't have a plan, get a fucking plan.